The future of a major building project in downtown Jacksonville is now uncertain after the Downtown Investment Authority voted to end negotiations with the group hoping to restore the Laura Street Trio. The historic buildings have been a fixture in downtown since after the Great Fire more than a century ago. Rich Donnelly is on your side tonight with the reasons why DIA decided to end those negotiations. Rich.
Anthony, it all came down to money. The Downtown Investment Authority said the Laura Street Trio project called for $89 million of taxpayer money to be given mostly up front in the form of grants, and that was too high of a price to pay for the DIA. Amidst the skyline of downtown Jacksonville sit three distinct and vacant buildings. The Laura Street Trio have stood the test of time since construction after the Great Fire of 1901, but for the last 2 decades they've been shells of their former self. Empty, with graffiti and weeds growing out of the walls.
Unfortunately, our downtown has taken a great decline. It is concerning. It is something, though, that should just reinforce the needs of this project.
Steve Atkins is the managing director of SouthEast Group, the owner of the buildings, with hopes to revitalize the Laura Street Trio into a mixed-use commercial residential development. Signs on the fence around the property indicate the project is coming soon. They've been there long enough to be defaced.
A large part of the cost of this project, probably around 40% of the cost, gives no return whatsoever. It's not revenue generating. It is simply putting these buildings back in a structural state that they can actually be available and suitable for new construction. So that's a huge challenge.
A challenge and a price tag that was too expensive for DIA to agree with.
So Resolution 2024-0613 passes.
Board member Scott Wallers was part of a unanimous vote to end negotiations between the authority and SouthEast on the Laura Street Trio project.
It all had to do with the money coming up front, being put in an escrow account. You know, from a fiduciary responsibility for the taxpayers and for the city, I didn't feel like that was the right use of city funds to put all of that capital in up front.
While the Laura Street Trio project is not going to continue with the Downtown Investment Authority, it's not dead. Atkins said a special city council committee was formed to look into the future and funding of the project. Reporting live in downtown Jacksonville, Rich Donnelly, First Coast News, on your side.